You won't believe the creatures that dwell in the shadowy forests and snow-covered cliffs of the Swiss Alps. Most people think of the Alps as a postcard-perfect haven for skiing and chocolate, but behind those serene peaks lies a world of myth, evolution and raw survival that reads like a fantasy novel. Let's start with the Tatzelwurm, a creature so elusive it sparked over a century of Alpine legends. Imagine a stubby, snake-like beast with the face of a cat and claws like an eagle. Farmers once swore they saw it slithering between boulders, hissing like steam from a broken pipe. They claimed it could paralyze with its gaze and disappear just as quickly as it arrived. Scientists chalk it up to misidentified lizards, but ask the locals, they'll tell you it still roams. Then there's the Lammergeier, a vulture with a flair for the dramatic. Known as the bone breaker, this bird doesn't hunt flesh. It waits until you're dead and then drops your bones from dizzying heights to crack them open and feast on the marrow. That's right, it literally eats bones. Even more chilling, it's been accused of snatching babies and goats, and in 1913 was blamed for a child's death near Piedmont. Though proven innocent later, the creature's shadowy silhouette against alpine sunsets still stirs something primal in us. Now, what if I told you there was a frog that literally survives the winter by freezing solid? Meet the alpine newt. Its blood contains antifreeze-like chemicals that let it thaw back to life once spring returns. Imagine sleeping through a blizzard while being technically dead. This amphibian doesn't just survive the Alps, it becomes part of them. High above the timberline roams the elusive snow hare, a creature that uses deception as its defense. It turns ghost white in winter, blending with the snow so completely that predators often walk right past it. But its real trick is in its tracks. Sometimes it hops in a looping pattern to confuse anything following it. These hares aren't just surviving, they're outsmarting lynxes, eagles, and humans. Speaking of lynxes, they were once hunted to near extinction in the region, but you know, nature has a way of reclaiming its throne. Thanks to reintroduction efforts, the Eurasian lynx has returned to the Swiss Alps. With paws as wide as a human hand and a gaze that cuts through fog, this apex predator now stalks the woods again. And the twist? Most hikers never know it's there. It sees you, hears you, and vanishes before you catch a glimpse. But nothing says alpine resilience like the Alpine ibex. This gravity-defying goat casually climbs vertical dam walls for salt. You've probably seen those viral videos, but there's something almost spiritual about how they move. Hooves clicking like clockwork on sheer cliffs, inches from death, yet utterly calm. Predators don't stand a chance. If survival were an art, the ibex would be Michelangelo. And tucked into crevices beneath the snow lives the Alpine salamander, jet black, slow-moving, and well, poisonous. It gives birth to fully formed live young, an adaptation for cold highlands where laying eggs is, honestly, a death sentence. It's as if evolution whispered, "Play the long game," and the salamander listened. The marmot, though? That's the Alps' comic relief. These fat ground squirrels are social, loud, and surprisingly strategic. They post sentries that whistle if danger approaches, and when they hibernate, they nearly flatline. Heartbeat, breath, everything slows to a crawl. It's like watching a furry time traveler nap through an ice age. The Apollo butterfly flutters in only the highest reaches. It's gorgeous, fragile-looking, and vanishing. Climate change is pushing it higher and higher, like a ghost fleeing the heat. Scientists call it a climate sentinel, and its fate may one day mirror our own. Sometimes the most beautiful creatures are also the most doomed. But let's end with a legend, a whisper carried by alpine winds, the Barbagazzi. Picture a small, white-bearded man with enormous feet, surfing avalanches like a winter-born elf. Folklore says he appears only after heavy snowfall, helping lost travelers find shelter. Of course, no one's captured a Barbagazzi, but every skier who's felt the eerie calm just before a slide, they swear someone or something nudged them to safety. 10 creatures, 10 mysteries. Each one tells a story, not just of survival, but of the wild intelligence, magic and mastery it takes to live where the air is thin and the stakes are high. The Swiss Alps aren't just mountains, they're a stage, and these creatures, they're the stars of a show older than we are and far more extraordinary.